Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to our Hanafi fiqh class. We are doing the kitab known as I'ala Sunan of Mulana Zafar Ahmad Thanvi rahimahullah, and tonight inshallah ta'ala we are continuing on where we had stopped 2 weeks ago. So let us begin. Bismillahi walhamdulillahi wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillahi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. So we are doing tonight hadith number 333. We were still dealing with the chapter with regards to the hayd of a woman, the minimum and maximum times. So this is continuing on in that same chapter. So we begin. حدثنا بقية بن الوليد أخبرني الأسود بن الثعلبة عن عبادة بن النسي عن عبد الرحمن بن غانم عن معاذ بن جبل رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: إذا مضى للنفساء 7 ثم رأت الطهر فلتغتسل ولتصلي. أخرجه الحاكم في المستدرك وقال: قد استشهد مسلم ببقية بن الوليد، وأما الأسود بن الثعلبة فإنه شامي معروف والحديث غريب في الباب. قلت: سكت الحاكم عن رجاله وكذا الذهبي فكلهم ثقات والحديث صحيح مع غرابته. So the narration is reported from Baqiya ibn al-Walid, from Al-Aswad ibn Tha'laba, from Ubadah ibn Nusay, from Abdurrahman ibn Ghanam, from Hazrat Mu'adh ibn Jabal radiyallahu anhu, from Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, who said: إِذَا مَضَى لِلنُّفَسَاءِ سَبْعٌ. If a menstruating woman, if 7 days go by in this manner, ثُمَّ رَأَتِ الطُّهْرَ, and then she sees that she's clean, there's no more bleeding, فَلْتَغْتَسِلْ وَلْتُصَلِّ, then let her make ghusl and make salah. Now this is not establishing a minimum maximum. What it's establishing is the fact that it's not, for example, that minimum, for example, is 10. So it's establishing that, like we did previously, maximum is 10, minimum is 3, but any time during that time period, if it ends after 3 days, so be it. If it ends after 4 days, so be it. So if it ends after 7 days, so be it. So if she sees that she's pure after 7 days, like I say, if it happened after 3 days, same ruling applies. So if after 7 days she sees that she's pure, then let her make ghusl and perform her salah. Imam Hakim rahimahullah reports this hadith in his Mustadrak, and he says, وَقَدْ اسْتُشْهِدَ مُسْلِمٌ بِبَقِيَّ ibn al-Walid. Imam Baqiya ibn al-Walid, Imam Muslim rahimahullah uses him to, meaning accepts narrations from him. Now why he mentions this here? It's mentioned because Imam Baqiya ibn al-Walid used to, like do tadlis, things of that sort. Now it was a norm. Many people would say an in an form and things of the sort. So at times people were unsure whether he heard this narration himself or was there actually someone he heard it from and he's mentioning it without taking that person's name. So for example, like I gave examples many times during our class, if I say, for example, Mufti Ibrahim Desai said, for example, I wasn't there. I never met Mufti Ibrahim Desai. So if I said Mufti Ibrahim Desai said, but we lived in the same time, people assumed I may even have studied by him, things of the sort. So people have this because we contemporaries, so we could have met. There's nothing to have prevented it. So it's like, by me saying this, Mufti Ibrahim Desai said this, it would, to the listener, they would understand that I met Mufti Ibrahim Desai, or I attended a lecture of his, or something of the sort, hence I heard this. That's what it is. But I can be speaking based on an audio recording that I heard later on, or somebody told me who was a student, that sort of thing. So Imam Baqiya ibn al-Walid, he is said to have done things of the sort. However, he's regarded as being trustworthy, uprighteous, truthful, and reliable. Imam Muslim rahimahullah accepts from him, which shows that he is not a liar in any way or form. So this is what Imam Hakim mentions. That's with regards to Baqiya. Thereafter comes Al-Aswad ibn Tha'laba. Now, as far as Aswad ibn Tha'laba is concerned, Imam Hakim says he is a Shami, the famous Shami, meaning he's from Sham, the Levant, as it's known in English, meaning Syria, Jordan, Lebanon area. He's from there. So you had more than one person by this name. So in order to distinguish at times, ulama would say, which one is he? He's the one from Sham, or he's the one from Iraq, things of that sort. So Imam Hakim says he's the famous one who's from Sham, and in other words, he's the famous one from Sham, so he's reliable. But he says, "Wal hadithu gharibun fil bab," but the hadith is gharib in the chapter. Now, I often make mention of this. People know Urdu or Arabic, and then the year gharib, and the year gharib means poor in Urdu, or it means strange in Arabic. So thus, people assume these meanings when it comes to hadith terminology. So they assume the hadith is poor, the hadith is weak, or things of the sort, but it doesn't mean that at all. Gharib means the hadith comes with one chain of narration. So that's what Imam Hakim says. The hadith has one chain of narration in this chapter. So meaning I don't know of another chain of narration for this hadith, in other words. Mullah Zafar Ahmad, he says, سكت الحاكم عن رجاله. Imam Hakim, he kept silent on the narrators. So according to Imam Hakim, if he kept silent on them, it means he deemed them to be reliable. وكذا الذهبي, and likewise Imam al-Dhahabi in his talkhis, or his footnotes onto the Mustadrak of Imam Hakim, he didn't comment. So if Imam al-Dhahabi keeps silent, it means it's disapproval. If he disapproved, he would have voiced it and said, this isn't the case, he's a weak person, whatever. So the fact that Imam Dhahabi kept silent means he approves of it. He says, so فَكُلُّهُمْ ثِقَات. So all of the narrators are in reality authentic. So the hadith is sahih مع غرابته. Despite the fact that it has one chain of narration, it is authentic. We don't need to have multiple chains of narration to establish this. So therefore, it's established, finish, end of story. Moving on, hadith number 334. عن عرفجة السلمي عن علي رضي الله عنه قال: لا يحل للنفساء إذا رأت الطهر إلا أن تصلي. أخرجه الدارقطني ورجاله ثقات وسنده مما لا بأس به. Okay, one mistake I made here on the previous page. إذا مضى للنفساء, we were speaking about a woman in a state of nifas. Obviously, the same would apply for a woman in a state of Haydh. If a woman in a state of Haydh after 7 days, by all means, you take your ghusl and you go on. But in a state of nifas, meaning which is the postpartum bleeding, sometimes you find a woman and she thinks that it's 40 days. 40 days is the absolute maximum. There's no minimum to nifas. So if she stopped bleeding the next day, then her nifas is over. So this narration establishes that not putting 7 as a minimum for nifas, but what it's saying is that if a short space of time, you're thinking 40 days, but if 7 days later you've become clean, then it's over. You clean, you make your ghusl, you start performing salah again. So that was that one. So here, Hadrat Ali radiallahu anhu, he said that it is not permissible for a woman who was in a state of nifas. After being in a state of nifas, she now sees purity. In other words, her bleeding stops. It's not permissible for her to continue not performing salah. It's now required for her, illa an tusalli. She has no choice but to start performing salah, meaning she has to make her ghusl and start her salah. Imam al-Daraqutni rahimahullah reports this hadith, وَرِجَالُهُ ثِقَات, and the narrators are all authentic. وَسَنَدُهُ مِمَّا لَا بَأْسَ بِهِ, and the chain of narration is one which is لَا بَأْسَ بِهِ. It's a terminology of muhaddithin. When they say there's no harm in it, it's obviously not the same as them saying it's muttafaqun alayh, but nonetheless it is still terminology which means it's authentic. So therefore it is suitable to make amal upon, meaning you can practice upon it because it is authentic in simple terms. Moving on to the next hadith, 335. أخبرنا محمد بن يوسف قال سفيان الطهر 15 أخرجه الدارمي ورجاله ثقات وبه قال عطاء ولم يقل أحد من فقهاء السلف بأكثر منه وإن اختلفوا فيما دونه فكان 15 طهرا صحيحا بالإجماع قاله الحافظ أبو بكر الجصاص في الأحكام. Okay. The final hadith of this chapter, Imam Muhammad ibn Yusuf narrates from Imam Sufyan, who said that tuhur is 15 days, meaning the minimum amount of tuhur is 15 days. So Imam al-Darimi rahimahullah reports this narration, and the narrators are authentic, and this is mentioned by Imam Ata ibn Abi Rabah as well, and he says none of the fuqaha of the Salaf said that it is more than this. وَإِنِ اخْتَلَفُوا فِي مَا دُونَهُ. Okay. Now what follows up over here is a very lengthy discussion It's maybe it spans on for pages and pages, but it has more relevance to ulama who's researching in depth for reasonings and stuff of that sort. So it's not exactly applicable here right now. What is simple is that we say that the minimum tuhur is 15 days. There's no maximum tuhur. وإن اختلفوا فيما دونه, but yeah, some may say the minimum طهر is less than this, but nonetheless. So فكان 15 طهرا صحيحا بالإجماع. So the 15 days طهر is the minimum according to إجماع. This is mentioned by Imam Abu Bakr al-Jassas rahimahullah in his kitab. So anyway, just to simplify matters, the minimum طهر is 15 days, maximum no limit. Minimum hayd is 3 days, maximum hayd is 10 days. Minimum nifas is no limit, maximum nifas is 40 days. So طهر and nifas are opposites. Where طهر has no maximum, nifas has no minimum. But طهر has a minimum and nifas has a maximum. But yeah, like I say, we sufficiently covered that point previously, so we're not going to labor over it. Like I say, it's quite a lengthy discussion, as you can see, running on for pages. But in any case, let's move on so we can at least do another hadith. So باب أن ما تراه المرأة من الألوان سوى البياض الخالص فهو حيض. The chapter that what a woman sees of colors besides pure white, then that is deemed to be hayd. In other words, in a state of a woman being in hayd or nifas, if she bleeds any color besides, when we say white, meaning whether it's actual white color or transparent, it's the same thing over here. If it's not clear, then it is hayd. So sometimes, women are different, sometimes from illnesses or whatever. So whether it is black, whether it is red, whether it is maroon, whether it is green, whether it is yellow, whatever, any color that comes, as long as it is not transparent or clear, or if transparent is actually clear, but you get the picture. Unless it is clear, then it is deemed to be hayd. That's what the chapter is saying. So we start the hadith of the chapter, which is عن علقمة عن أمه مولاة عائشة أم المؤمنين رضي الله عنها. Alqama reports from his mother, who was a freed slave of Mother Aisha رضي الله عنها, who said أنها قالت كان النساء يبعثن إلى عائشة رضي الله عنها بالدرجة أو بالدرجة فيها الكرسف فيه السفرة من دم. Okay, let's read it bit by bit. So this freed slave of Hadra Aisha radiallahu anha, the mother of Alqama, she said that the women used to send to Hadrat Aisha radiallahu anha a durja. Durja or diraja, different ways of saying the same word as the different ulama differ on it. But in any case, so what is a durja or diraja? It is like a little basket or a piece of like a strong cloth type thing. So, at least you can understand it in our terms as being a little basket. So it was a basket that had multiple uses. People used to use it with their camels, and other women used to use it to put, like, let's put it in today's modern terminology. You've got people got a vanity case or a cosmetic bag. Yeah, you put your deodorant and your, for example, a razor and whatever else inside there. So it was a thing of the sort. So, women, people use things for different purposes. Nonetheless, call it a little basket. So they used to send a little basket to Mother Aisha radiallahu anha, فيها الكرسف فيه السفرة. In this basket used to be like some pieces of cloth, cotton wool, things of that sort. And on this cloth used to be yellow marks, min damin, yellow blood, which was yellow color. Damul Haydh, blood which was yellow, the blood of Haydh. يسألنها عن الصلاة. They would ask Hadra Aisha رضي الله عنها with regards to Salah. فتقول لهن, and Hadra Aisha رضي الله عنها used to tell them, لا تعجلن حتى ترين القصة البيضاء. And Hadra Aisha رضي الله عنها used to tell them, don't be hasty until you see the, to use in modern terms, the pad is clear. تريد بذلك الطهر من الحيضة. رواه مالك وعبد الرزاق بإسناد صحيح والبخاري تعليقا كما في آثار سنن. So Hadra Aisha radiallahu anha, meaning that when you see that you are pure from Haydh. So just to summarize what the hadith is now saying, that the women are out of modesty. You know, sometimes a woman wants to find out a ruling, but now she, you know, how do you explain it? Colors, like I say, a woman may find, hey, why is it purple, for example? So it's like, not everybody is so open to come and say, hey, look, yeah. Not everybody is that way. So therefore, the woman would send the slave girl with a basket. So you can't see what's in the basket. She comes to Hadra Aisha radiallahu anha with the basket. She opens up. In the basket is a cloth. In the cloth is now what people would call today a pad. So this cotton and wool sort of thing was the pads of old. Thus, Hadra Aisha radiallahu anha, now they sent it to say, you know, there's yellow over here. Is it okay? What do I do now? Do I perform salah, etc., etc.? You know, there wasn't send a snapshot, WhatsApp it. There wasn't such things. So, you know, Hadra Aisha radiallahu anha now used to see, okay, and tell them, no, don't be hasty. You are not yet pure. When you see that you wear your pad in today's time and there's no blood on it, you see it clear. In that case, now you are pure. Now you will go and make your ghusl and perform your salah. So do not be hasty until you see purity. So here, what is established is that it was yellow. So you have a yellow kind of a blood, brown blood, you know, things of the sort. It's not red. So nonetheless, if you see that color, then do not be hasty. You are not yet pure. Imam Malik rahimahullah reports this hadith, so does Imam Abd al-Razaq in his Musannaf, and the chain of narration is authentic. Imam Bukhari rahimahullah reports it in a ta'liq form, in mu'allaq, the mu'allaqat of Imam al-Bukhari, meaning Imam Bukhari uses it, for example, like a chapter heading, but he does not quote it with his own chain of narration. The ta'liqat of Imam Bukhari, the mu'allaqat of Imam Bukhari are authentic. So one way or the other, it makes no difference because Imam Bukhari rahimahullah also deemed it to be suitable. This is mentioned in Athar Sunan. Okay, so yeah, but like I say, it's just to summarize the thing once again. From a Hanafi perspective, I do not speak for other madhahib, but for Hanafi, if a woman sees whatever color it is, like I say, whether it is due to an illness or whatever, if it's anything short of clear, then deem it to be hayd. That's the simple principle to just apply. So you don't have to come and ask, but I'm seeing it green, or I'm seeing it brown, or I'm seeing it black, or I'm seeing any color, it's deemed to be hayd. Okay, let's move on to the next chapter quickly. We've got a few minutes left. باب أن الحامل لا تحيض وما تراه من الدم فهو استحاضة. The chapter that a pregnant woman does not have hayd, and whatever blood she sees, it is istihada. So in simple terms, when a woman becomes pregnant, she doesn't have hayd anymore. Hence why the next thing she has is nifas after she gives birth. The only time there would be a slight difference is if she had a miscarriage at a very early stage before the child is born, and then she sees blood, and then that blood would be hayd. But you know, we can do that chapter at another time. For now, just keep in mind, a pregnant woman, the blood that she sees is deemed to be istihada. So if a woman has found out that yes, she's pregnant, now she says, hey, I don't know what's going on. I'm seeing blood now. What do I do? Then the thing simply put is it is istihada. So you will continue performing your salah. You will make a fresh wudu for every salah, but you will perform your salah. You will fast. You will do whatever, because this is not hayd. So reading the hadith 337 عن أبي سعيد الخدري رضي الله عنه أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال في سبايا أوطاس لا تؤطى حاملا حتى تضع ولا غير ذات حمل حتى تحيض حيضة. رواه أحمد وأبو داود والحاكم وإسناده حسن كذا في التلخيص الحبير. So Hazrat Abu Sa'id al-Khudri radiyallahu anhu said that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said with regards to the women who were captured from the tribe from Awtas, that do not have relations to use that term, you understand what is being meant, with a pregnant woman until she gives birth. So the woman is maybe a slave girl, but she's pregnant from somebody else, whoever her husband or her master was that was killed in the battle. So this woman now who's a slave girl, she's pregnant, you cannot sleep with her until she gives birth. ولا غير ذات حمل حتى تحيض حيضة. Nor with a woman who is not pregnant, you cannot sleep with her حتى تحيض حيضة, until she has one menstrual cycle, which is for the purpose of establishing the fact that she is not pregnant. Because if she now you don't see her being pregnant, you know, you can't just assume because she's put on weight that automatically she's pregnant. So, you wait when one menstrual cycle has passed. She's had a menstrual cycle. In that case, it means she's not pregnant. Because if she was pregnant, she wouldn't have had that cycle. So therefore, you will abstain from a pregnant woman until she gives birth, and you will abstain from a non-pregnant woman until she has one menstrual cycle. Thereafter, if she's your slave girl, you can sleep with her and have your own children, whatever of that sort. Imam Ahmad and Imam Abu Dawud and Imam Hakim rahimahumullah all report this hadith, and the chain of narration is authentic, and this is mentioned by Imam Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani rahimahullah in At-Talkhis al-Habir. Okay. Bit of a lengthier chapter, at least a number more of ahadith. But that being said, we'll end a bit early for tonight, inshallah ta'ala. We'll end on this point here. And next week, we will continue again. One thing, though, is that classes will change. The time of classes will change from Monday, inshallah. So 9 p.m. is running a bit late, but early. Let me put it this way. It's late, which is early. So we're shifting to 9:15 at night. I know it's late. For some people, it's like past their bedtime and all. But because the Isha is already so late, it's like 25 to 9 here in PE. So, by the time you're done with Isha, you're basically sitting on class time. So that extra 15 minutes is like a necessity. So if I don't want to make it 9:30, because then 9:30 and you're running 10:10, 10:15, we're still in class. So I don't want to push it that late. So inshallah, we start from 9:15 from Monday, inshallah. And our Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday class will be now 9:15 p.m. South African time, 7:15 p.m. UK time, until further notice, inshallah. But that being said, then we end for tonight. Until next time, wa sallallahu wa sallama wa baraka ala nabiyyina Muhammad. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi, subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.